Sometimes things get technical. We've had our challenges here today, but it looks as though we've got sound going out at this point. Sorry for our challenges and our technical challenges here this morning in this game between Newfoundland and Nunavut. Hugh Murphy here with Aaron McCauley, and it looks as though we've got sound going out to this game at this point.
We can only hope.
Line's good. Yep. Yep. Hard.
So fortunately, we didn't miss a very exciting end, just a blank. Just ran him up and down.
Good shots. Good setup.
Yeah, all good.
Who have we got in the hack at this point?
It's still Robin.
Okay. Getting the scoreboard set up. And
Newfoundland's got a good setup early here.
well, they certainly got the center guard up.
Mm-hmm.
Five, six.
I definitely like this strategy. It's what they've done every end. They've thrown the center. So,
It's been effective for them.
yeah.
Well then.
Don't fix what's not broken, right?
Is this Corey Hart or Corey Ewart throwing this one?
It is.
Go right back.
Let's see if he's just a little bit heavy. Oh,
Yeah,
a lot
well-
heavy.
Won't be pleased with this. Slipping it all the way through the house.
Thought it was great you just added.
It's nice feedback from your team. I know our fans couldn't hear, but there was a lot of good communications over this
Line to
morning.
guard.
Oh, yeah.
Line's good. Line's real good.
Newfoundland interested in mixing it up a bit here. None of it having no part of it.
Yeah, but I think Newfoundland would be happy if none of it blanked here again, and then maybe force in the odd end instead.
That was really conservative hit weight. Was he, you know what? Looking at that, I'm not sure what the call was. I don't imagine he was calling to split that to corners, but
No, that would be a really aggressive call and really tough to make and control. 'Cause that guard was pretty tight to the ring, so you're risking spilling both of them in and allowing Newfoundland to set up a force.
Yep.
well, none of it rolls one,
Yep.
rolls theirs on, so they're asking Marie Christensen to throw the takeout, hit the stone, roll onto the house. And she hits it, doesn't roll on, but does manage to squeeze that stone out of play.
Nunavut's got a little bit of space to come around there.
They do. Yeah, it's a tight guard. It's the depth of the top 12. But
So you definitely don't have much space to draw to there, but perfect tee line will do it.
for sure. He's given Denise the option here. He says if you're short, if you leave us a corner guard, that's fine. But let's come on right around this corner guard.
Her weight looks really nice if she can get by the corner here. Oh.
Nestles up to it, leaves that corner well guarded, but
Oh, Kristen's going to draw.
this is interesting.
He's surprised us a couple times already this morning with
Well, without last rock,
Yeah.
playing around a corner guard that's as tight as this, he's feeling confident. He must be feeling confident. You don't make this play unless you really are.
7.
well, and like we saw him do it in the first end, and it really worked for them. So they got the force out of it. So
That's good.
If he keeps it in front of the tee line, it's a fine shot. If he slips it back at the tee line, even there actually, my guess is that Ed will. I was thinking he'd corner freeze it, but he's going to be happy enough to move it back in the house, it seems.
gives him a chance to set up the wall a little bit.
She had great weight. She almost like killed.
Well, they're calling for sweeping.
I know.
She's really close on this
Show
one.
me the
Yeah,
way. for
this
sure.
is. Oh, she just feathers it, and that was not a move back. That was a full takeout. Yeah, she was not looking to move that just back. She was clearly looking to hit that.
Yeah, and I like fight like side of the floor.
Advantage Newfoundland. They've got the opportunity to throw one on the other side of the sheet in the house, split the house, and force Ed McDonald and his Nunavut team to take a single point in this end. Solid mechanics in that delivery.
Line's great, bit of room. Top 4 foot, make sure. Line's great. Can't hurt it, guys. Come on. You got it. Go, 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 go. Hard. Little more.
Sweeper's
Little
really
more.
working this one.
Go, go, go. There's
As long as they've got a good piece of the house.
I think I would have liked to have been a little deeper to
You
not
can
leave.
see that Ed's immediately looking at. Well, he walked up around that front stone. Happy enough to draw down to it and corner freeze it.
I was gonna say it's very tempting to play that.
Is it a long double?
Yeah.
That is a long double. You'd have to throw the stone pretty hard to make it. The angle is nice, but Ed's opting instead to throw a corner freeze on the stone. It'll actually have to be really quite the corner freeze in order to outcount the one that's at the top 12 foot. But that's what he's opted to do, or that's what he's opted to call in any case.
I was thinking Newfoundland wanted to be a little bit deeper with theirs to kind of eliminate
Yeah.
this shot altogether.
T-line would have been brilliant.
Yeah.
just told them so that if they tried to like call me on it or something, if it was lighting up, I was just yeah.
This looks like it's moving on them early here.
So much movement.
Really needs to get this shot. But again, it overcurls. This ice really does finish, and it finishes hard.
That's easier. Didn't
I
go
think
there.
it is just because it's there. Like, same. like a bit less ice, but
Oh,
this turn.
the same turn.
How about here?
Less me.
Yeah.
Little tap. Yeah, it's easier to get 4 foot tapped in. Draw around.
Chris Ford calling to tap his stone up into the 4 foot area.
Yeah, go early.
Okay, stay close. Whoa, bit of room.
Yeah,
Stay
that's
close.
good.
Room, whoa, whoa. Let it curl, let it curl. This'll do. Okay, that's good.
And they sit 3 and force Nunavut to take their point.
It's very reminiscent of the first end.
Mm.
Great weight.
Yeah. Other day to go early. But
Yeah, indeed. The first end, Newfoundland managed to cluster 3 stones in the 8 foot and forced Ed McDonald to throw through a really good out-turn draw right to the button to score a single point. A good force from Newfoundland. Second end, Newfoundland came back and engineered a great 2. Could have been a 3, but Ed McDonald feathered one of the stones out, called and made. Beautiful shot. Newfoundland took 2, and after a blank in 3, here we are with Ed McDonald having to draw the 4 foot effectively.
Oh, he's electing the hit, actually. I'm slightly surprised, but
Yeah, he is
he's
electing
not
to
going to
hit.
hang around.
Yeah, and that's the danger when you're looking at looking at having to score against a lot of stones. Throwing hits obviously can be costly. In this case, it costs Nunavut a deuce, a stolen deuce.
It's unfortunate because we've seen Ed have great draw weight so far.
Indeed, yeah, no, his draw weight really has been great and in control.
No. Yeah, like every so often it does, but then it just doesn't sometimes.
Aaron, we've got an interesting looking house there on 2. Why don't you describe what we're looking at? It looks like a mitt full of yellow stones. And is Saskatchewan yellow or is Saskatchewan red in this situation?
Saskatchewan's not on B.
Oh, hang on. Is that PEI
it's
then?
PEI,
I'm
yeah.
I'm looking at green
It's too much
shoulders.
green, eh?
No, hey, I'll never say too much green. I love the green machine. And Lord knows I love PEI.
So
Give us a description.
This is a Mackenzie out here. He looks like he's just hitting and flopping behind the top yellows, and is gonna. There's still 2 rocks to come, so he's just gonna hit and flop behind these yellows if he can curl enough in there. The sweepers are backing right off, so he gets a little roll, but I think Manitoba can still see some of it to hit it back.
Chris just seems quick today. I don't know. He said,
So 4th end break at this point. We've got Newfoundland and Nunavut in an entertaining game where Newfoundland is up 4-1, and because we're in break, we've got a special guest. We've got Trevor Dorsey here from the. You're with the Briar the Briar that's being run in Ottawa. Is that right, Trevor?
I'm actually with a company called the Supporter Section. We do sports travel. We're working with the Briar this year, Tim Hortons Briar, to provide travel packages from clubs in Central Ontario.
Help me understand. So what precisely is it that you've got that you've put together then?
Well, so we have a bus package for the finals weekend, which includes tickets to all of the draws on Saturday and Sunday, overnight accommodations, special curling pins, scarves, T-shirts, everything. It starts from about $250. and that includes your transportation, your tickets, your hotel, your breakfast, everything.
My guess is that that's from the Toronto area, but not from Vancouver.
Not from Vancouver. It'd be a long bus ride to get in for the first draw on Saturday morning.
Yeah, so I'm sure our wonderful fans from Newfoundland and from Nunavut are probably not going to are going to have to fly into Toronto to take advantage of the offer that you've got at this stage.
Well, we actually have packages for people outside the central Ontario. Anything that's more than a couple-hour drive, that they can fly into Ottawa Airport. We can meet them at the airport and then take care of the rest of the package for them as well to make sure. The idea is to bring curling fans from across Canada and bring them into one spot and really make the Briar a huge success and have a great fan zone there.
You know, and the Briar typically is a fantastic festival for anyone that hasn't attended. I've been to a number of them, and it's a great thing to get to. So I'm pleased to have had the opportunity to have you come and tell us about the packages that you put together, Trevor.
Thanks a lot, and I hope to see everyone at the Briar this year.
Oh yeah, it should be a load of fun. It's 4.5 hours from Toronto. I'm looking forward to getting down myself.
Thanks a lot. Have a great day. Enjoy
Yeah,
the
you
curling.
too. You too. Thanks, Trevor.
Thank you very much.
Oh, not at all. Not at all. Thank you.
Yeah, cheers.
Yeah.
Following a little bit of the PEI game there, so they haven't hung the score yet, but it definitely a steal of 1, maybe a steal of 2 for Manitoba. Definitely better than the 5 that they were sitting. So.
Manitoba really has had its ups and downs in this tournament. We watched them last evening compete where Sigurdsson and his crew from Granite and Winnipeg didn't have their best. They came up against the Smallwood team, and Smallwood curled tremendously well from Yukon. Just they played wonderfully and managed to capitalize. But we've also seen Manitoba throw some fantastic last rock shots to win games. They've been great.
Yeah, they're sitting at 3-3, so. Not
on
too
that
shabby.
cusp.
Yeah. We got a lot of 3-3s in the B pool.
Indeed. Who's at the top of the B pool? Is that New Brunswick there?
Yeah, New Brunswick at 5-1, and then Quebec at 4-2, and then Northwest Territories, Yukon, Manitoba, and Ontario are all 3-3. So, getting a little messy.
Well, this game's set to go again. A 4-1 lead for Newfoundland over Nunavut, and Newfoundland immediately throws their first stone into the top 8 foot, and it looks like Ed McDonald's going to continue to be patient, not pleased with having a stone smacking the top of the 8 foot in front of the 4 foot. Has decided to give it a hit rather than throw any corner guards to get some offense going.
Interesting call.
Well, you need to bide your time. Wait and take your opportunities. He clearly doesn't see this as his first opportunity. Rolls to the corner. Rob McKee delivering what she was asked to deliver. Chris Ford from Newfoundland asking Lauren Wasilki to throw the controlled out-turn hit.
Looks like it's just going to curl up enough for her at the end here. Clearly Lauren had a little bit of a speed wobble.
What was that?
So clearly Lauren had a little bit of a speed wobble. Marie saying she almost bailed. But she didn't. She stayed upright.
They're standing back off of this one, hoping it doesn't slide too deep. But that pace is going to carry it all the way through.
Open side and four?
We're just having a little bit of a discussion of where they want to put this one.
Yeah, the call is to split the house. How do we split it? With the in-turn or the out-turn? Do we want one way wide on the other side, or are we happy with one on the top of the 4-foot or somewhere in the 4-foot? And that's what they've opted to do here.
Yeah. They don't have hammers, so yeah, putting it to the middle makes sense. Probably a little bit deeper than Corey would have liked. Because they hung the score on B, it was just a steal of one. Toba.
Peter threw this shot 2 ends ago. He watched him overcurl one, but then make a great double. No problem with this shot at this point for him. Corey Ewart out of the hack. Good and quick. Marie Christensen yelling down. She thinks it's a little bit solid. But a good hit, nonetheless.
Yeah, he missed one light earlier, so I don't think he's going to make that mistake again.
Yeah. Once bitten.
Yeah. You only do that once before you're like, nope. Believe the kick and actually throw it there.
Team is actually good. Oh my god.
Lauren having trouble staying on her feet down here. At least the Newfoundland team's having fun.
Oh, they are. In fact, as I was miking them up earlier on, they told me that the Nunavut team is comprised of a bunch of folks from the Rock as well, from Newfoundland. They said let's call this the Newfie Bowl is what they told me to say.
3, 2, it!
That's funny. All good fun.
Exactly. You always like to be out there smiling and laughing, keeping it light. It's a sport everybody loves to play, so
Absolutely.
might as well enjoy it.
Like a laugh attack and not being
Don't take yourself too seriously.
Certainly, if you're not the comedy act that's been putting this broadcast together today. Denise Hutchins throwing the intern hit, trying to figure out a way to engineer 2 points out of this, or anything at all, rather than be forced.
Yeah, unfortunately they rolled the wrong way on that, so just getting the rocks further and further apart.
hit. Yep. Whoa.
Yep.
Just clean. Yep.
That's a great angle for the line.
That's interesting. Yeah, there you go.
Say it might be time to throw the freeze.
That was deep enough behind the. It's behind the tee line.
Mm-hmm.
Denise has her draw weight. She's been good with draw weight for most of this week. I've been watching her, and here is her opportunity to freeze down in front of that stone. It's the only way that they're going to generate a deuce out of what they've got in the house at this point.
Still got a long way to move for him.
Yeah. You know, she threw that just a few feet too heavy. If she'd thrown it, here I am saying that she'd got her draw weight. I jinxed her. If she'd thrown that,
Commentator's curse.
Exactly. You throw that with top 12 weight and give it to your sweepers. She'd have had a brilliant shot there. She can blame me for that one.
I need more of my games to be commentated so I can make that kind of excuse. They're like, oh, somebody must have said it.
Chris Ford, we're going to throw the out turn just to pick this thing out of here. Did I say out turn? Looks like an in turn coming.
It's still the morning. It's okay.
No, it's an out turn.
He needs to stay on the nose of this. Oh, he just gets away with it.
Slides to the back of the forefoot. How do you make it skips deuce? Throw in front of that one. That's what Ed McDonald's saying at this point. Or you could concede the force by throwing the hit.
This is a very interesting call.
Well, if you don't have real confidence in your draw weight, you might throw a hit here. But effectively, by throwing the hit, you're saying to the other skip that I think you might throw a full flash, or I'm prepared to take my single point here.
Mm-hmm. And it's just obviously he's not comfortable leaving that in the forefoot. But again, we've seen him have really good draw weight, so
yeah.
I'm just surprised.
Almost makes a perfect hit and roll to a freeze.
Still leaves Chris a pretty easy shot. He can just nose that. If he takes his back red with him, he still gets the force out of it, so.
Yeah, like just picking it? I like that better nose.
Oh, he doesn't agree.
Just get rid of it. It's a 2.
Well, he gets just what he asked for. Hit and roll out. Force none of it to a single point. Carry the hammer into the 6th end. Where the way he's curling, even with a 2-point advantage, I wouldn't be at all surprised to see him hunt for his deuce. Hunt pretty aggressively for his deuce, but we'll see. Ed McDonald having to throw the in-turn draw for a single point here in the 5th end. Last rock.
He just needs a piece of the 8-foot. Full 12 will be fine.
And we've watched him a number of times draw the 4-foot, draw the tee line, the button. So shouldn't have any trouble with this. Sweepers are just keeping it clean.
It's always a good sign.
Absolutely. And there you go. 1 point for Nunavut in the fifth
Great
end.
weight.
So Robin McKee hopping in the hack. She'll get this end started, being asked to throw a center guard.
I would think that Nunavut's probably going to try and go for the steal here.
You can be sure that they'll be pretty aggressive about it.
I'm just kind of over curls for them.
Did we say that Newfoundland might be a little bit aggressive about this?
Yeah.
That guard came off of the center line, and Lauren Wasilki's immediately been called
5-6.
tuck one around it.
Let's go, Dan. Yep. Yep. Finish it.
We gotta finish.
Right around. Right around. Drop.
Fantastic shot. Top 8 foot, almost completely buried.
Lauren's had really excellent draw weight.
Yeah, she has. Not surprisingly, Ed McDonald ignores what's going on there and asks Robin McKee to throw up another center guard. The key to the steal here really is getting something covering the center line in front of the house.
This is going to slip in, well, maybe even through. Wow.
She won't be pleased with herself for that.
Like that.
But you've got 8 stones in an end. That's just one.
4.
More stones to be played.
Line's good.
They really like coming around the corner, even when they have one.
Cheers in.
Even when the option to go open would be fine.
Yep, finish.
They are really aggressive. They do really
They're being
enjoy coming
aggressive.
around the corner. Well, when your lead throws it like that. And it's just going to ignore them.
I like to.
Well, he's down a deuce and he doesn't have hammer. He recognizes he's got to generate something. He's got to engineer something interesting at this point if they're going to have any success in this game. So he's asked Peter McKee to throw a center guard, try and get something in front of the house.
The only benefit to them here is if it does slip in, the Reds are staggered. So.
Control. Yeah.
Oh, they're going to go roll behind the corner. See, you think they can get all 8 under their heel?
Lead.
I don't think they need to. In fact, I think if they've got 8 rocks in play, there are 8 stones in play at the end of this end. With having a 2-point lead already, something will have gone wrong, but certainly 3 behind that corner guard they'll be pleased with at this stage. All in front of the tee line.
Yeah. I was saying, Nunavut can't throw the guard anymore. They really have to get another one in the ring.
Yeah, sure. If they nestle one in up to that up to the stone that's in the top 8 foot, it'll be difficult for Newfoundland to remove it. And if it stays nicely frozen.
Uh-oh.
A little bit by accident, I think they've come around that one to the back of the 8 foot, but it outcounts the 2 red stones that are in the top 12 foot.
Mm-hmm.
And it cuts down the scoring zone substantially. Not too surprising with a 2-point lead and 3 stones in front of the tee line. Chris Ford from Newfoundland heads up and says, "No more of this. No more of these guards. Let's rip this one away."
Just clean.
It'll be interesting to see what Nunavut does here.
I won't be at all surprised if Egg calls to nestle one in where he originally asked for the first one.
You can corner freeze on either side of it, too.
Yeah. We got Peter in the hack at the other end of the stage?
No.
Or is it Denise now?
It's Denise now.
Okay.
This looks pretty nice.
Does
Needs
indeed.
to curl up a little bit for them. Oh. Lost its handle.
Oh, it didn't. It did.
Just nose.
That's unfortunate.
Throw a bumper.
Marie Christensen just being asked to throw bumper weight and nose this stone.
Clean. Clean. Just clean. Tap.
Puts a lot of pressure on Nunavut to kind of keep their yellows around here and have good placement.
Yeah, there's a lonely stone in the back of the 8
Yeah.
foot there. So be very conscious to put a good rotation on this one, not lose a rotation. That invariably ends up as a knuckleball if you lose rotation, and you won't know where the stone is planning on traveling. You have a mind of their own.
Oh, plan B.
Well, I'm quite sure that must have been Plan A. Was that Plan A?
I thought they were just trying to play the freeze.
I thought they were too, but that came in with such pace and got such a beautiful roll that I'm sure it was Plan A.
We'll just say we weren't paying attention.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a perfectly reasonable call.
Oh, yeah.
You're not interested in having any of those Newfoundland stones around, and if you with that angle the way it was, perfect roll.
Yeah, yellow's in a great spot now,
It is too.
I think this stays. I think this jams either way.
I think Chris would be very right with that.
Yeah, no, he's not pleased with that Yellowstone there, but he hasn't figured out a way to get it out of there.
We are one. I think so. I think it jams there. And I think that jams.
I don't think you can send it through the hole, eh?
Well, I think, she's my little pointer here, I think there isn't enough room to get it past this red stone. Well, maybe there is, with solid weight. Come off the back of the other red stone and it slide it out the back of the house. in this direction.
Try back 4.
Back 4?
Back 4.
He's just going to unlock the, change the angles. Unlock these a little bit. Move them around a bit and play something else with a later stone.
It's a good idea. Try and
Okay.
rejiggle them to
Hard then.
give yourself some options for how to score a multiple point end. So
Hard. Hard. Yep.
Oh, this really is curling. This really has curled a long way. I don't think he's going to be pleased with that at all.
I don't think that helps them really. I think if anything, they needed to throw more weight. They need to commit a little bit more.
Well, it doesn't help them, but they're
still shot.
well, they're shot, but none of it's playing, or none of it's throwing.
None of it could freeze down to their yellow.
Their own Yellowstone.
And really kind of take this end away from Newfoundland.
I think that's what he's called.
Actually, that might be a better call to get rid of both.
I wonder if he was just light or if that was actually
like
the call.
Come like T-line here.
Yeah, I don't like full freeze.
No.
I like that
It's
better.
like I like just making sure you're behind this.
I'm
one
not sure,
line.
but it's a long way short of the house, and it's as much as it's not hurting him.
It helps Newfoundland because they can be fully buried behind that yellow.
Okay, let's try to get there.
Well, they are fully buried behind the yellow, but they're not interested in getting a stone. They're not interested in getting a stone set up to allow the reds to be doubled off, and they certainly don't want to slip this deep.
No, he has
He doesn't have a lot of scoring.
2-foot window.
Yeah, he's
to
got a
put
very
this.
small window indeed.
He's very precise.
Oh, the stone's away.
Good, yep. Hard early. Where is it? Line's good.
Calling to hold the line up early.
Yep.
Line's good.
Gotta go line. Gotta go line.
Yep.
Really gotta go line hard.
Yep.
Hey, whoa. That's a really nice shot. I mean,
Everybody think we do that,
no, but like, yeah, it was great. But it's like, right, if you probably get something.
I assume red is second shot.
No.
Yes. Most definitely.
Just try to like not try to call it. Do something or one. It's in a really good spot though. But make sure you're shot, and then I was like, okay, now don't rub off.
Yeah, I thought what we had was max size.
I did too, and it just it went early.
It was positive, but it might not have been.
Well, the draw. This one's got to stop for him. Slips it deep and leaves Newfoundland with an open draw for a third point.
All right, Baz. Would that have been T in zone or back four?
He's asking for some good feedback from his last draw.
Line's great.
Might need a tiny bit.
Fight the four. Line's great. Starting to go now. Line's perfect. Great weight, Chris. 3.
A good draw into the forefoot. Scores 3 points for Newfoundland.
Great weight.
All right, let's go in.
Me either. I just nod. Everywhere.
So Newfoundland with the lead is just going to go in here,
Light.
Make sure it's in.
or try and go in.
Make sure it's in.
Sweepers really had to go on this one. They just get it biting.
Tap.
Tap Shelly.
So Newfoundland's just going to draw or tap here. We'll leave him with the guard. And
I almost burned that.
Yeah, this is interesting.
I love when the players commentate themselves.
Raise good.
Well, Newfoundland doesn't need any stones at all in play.
No. I think just because she was a little short with her first one, they wanted to make it a little bit better, but it just helps.
Well, any stones in play at this point
Yeah, it helps
Nunavut.
Nunavut.
It's interesting. Ed McDonald's going to ask for the intern come around, the one on the top 12 foot. Not an unreasonable call, but he could quite reasonably also throw the out turn draw in front of the stone that he's now calling to hit.
Interesting. I I'm not sure that you want to remove this all the way from play. Like, you could tap it back to the back of the house, kind of start building the wall.
Well, that's it.
But you definitely don't want to throw takeout weight at this.
You want to keep your stones in play if you're down a bunch of points.
And Newfoundlands at this point.
Well, every stone, any granite in play is useful for you in some potentially.
Exactly.
Control.
Chris Ford, happy enough just to whack just about any granite he sees. That's going to controlled weight.
Clean. Yep. 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 Hard. Hard. Yep, 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 yep.
Well, they roll perfectly behind the guard, so. Looks like Nunavut's throwing a little bit less weight this time, which is good.
Oh, good looking shot here.
That's really good. Kind of a no-brainer here for Newfoundland.
Yeah,
Walks
as we
up
said,
and peels the guard.
Not remotely interested in having any granite in play at all. So let's go give this a bonk. And away it goes.
Yeah, they're looking to try and just hopefully force Nunavut.
Yep.
Even if Nunavut finds a way to get their to this end, Newfoundland's still going to have a solid control of the game going into 8 with hammer.
For sure. In turn, come around the top, stone in the top 12 foot. If Ed McDonald and his Nunavut team can get one buried, there's still plenty of potential for a deuce here. This is a good looking shot.
Nice shot.
Very nice.
Did he manage to get it shot there?
It's
close.
really close.
It's close.
It's hard to tell with the branches.
Yeah.
I think it is us. See that?
Whether
This one's wide open. Like, I think we play that first. Yeah, normal.
I like Marie's logic on this one.
Sure.
Even if you make the double here,
Oh,
the
yeah.
most they're getting is 2.
Yeah,
if
again, you're not interested in either of those two stones being there.
Mm-hmm.
If you throw solid weight, you can remove both of them and effectively move
Yeah,
along.
go, 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 go. Really hard!
Force Nunavut to 2. And
You don't want to be on the inside of this, though.
Hurry!
there we go. And a 3 is on the table at this stage. If Ed McDonald can capitalize.
I think the corner freeze on that top red would
Wouldn't
really
be a bad
nice.
call at all. Wouldn't be a bad call. Again, that's as much as it's in the house, it can effectively be used as a guard in some respect.
Yeah, you have to use everything that you've got at this point if you're Nunavut. Oh, Denise is gonna go down and talk to
Timeout.
him.
Ed wants to have a chat with his team.
I think it's good because they're set up well here, so you want to try and figure out a way to kind of manufacture 3 points to keep yourself in this.
Go tight.
Oh yeah, I just wasn't OT at all.
So we got an open one. We'll go for the open one.
Yeah. They corner freeze up. That's a pretty good call. Should we talk to Danny?
Just rolling it.
Yeah.
We do our best.
We aim to please.
What are they throwing over here?
They're throwing curling stones, Aaron. They're these big 40-pound granite things.
Oh, I just set you right up for that one, didn't I?
Well, the call's another matter. Are they planning to knock that one out and roll
I think
roll across?
So. No, I'm not sure I would want to remove it.
You'd certainly want to catch a good piece of it. And stay in the house? Not this time.
That's unfortunate.
It is.
Yeah, we heard them talking a little bit during the timeout Newfoundland that they were just going to hit whatever was wide open.
Yeah,
so
that's it.
try and get themselves out of this end.
Good solid hit weight coming down here.
Yeah, good, because it's curling hard on her. That's a nice shot.
Yeah.
None of it's going to hit again. I'd like to see them keep this rock in play.
Yeah, indeed. They have three stones left to play. They want to try and score 2 of those stones.
Yeah, they have to make Newfoundland's shots as hard as possible for them, and just leaving them an open hit is really not enough.
Well,
I think she's going to be on her own.
I think she's feathering her own off.
That is not the outcome they were looking for at all.
So it goes from what might have been a 2, could have been a 3 potentially, is really turned around at this stage, and Ed McDonald's going to be forced to take a single point. He's going to get practice drawing in any case.
Yeah, it's a nice shot from Chris. Oh, and he's going to hit it. He just goes by the back one.
Well, at least he sits in front of the one that he's left there.
Yeah, Chris can hit a really good chunk of this and go by his back red.
Oh, sure. Anything on the right-hand side will send it past the back red, and they'll end up sitting 2 or 3. And again, force Nunavut to take the single point.
That's exactly what they wanted to do this end. Well made. And forcing Nunavut to the draw.
Great.
Oh no, this is going to overcurl on him. Perfect weight, but line just kind of got away from them.
Yeah, steal a one for Newfoundland, and handshakes all around at the other end. And with that, Aaron McCauley and Hugh Murphy for Curling Zone are signing out from this first playoff draw at the 2016 Canadian Mixed Curling Championship from the Weston Golf Country Club. Aaron, thanks for joining me today.
My pleasure here.
You're here this afternoon as well, aren't you?
I am.
We will get this technological stuff sorted out, and we'll have a good bit of fun this afternoon. Thanks again for joining me.
Awesome.